In the previous video manual, we had seen how an editor can review the document and after completing edits on the particular document completes his or her own task. In this video manual, I will show you how the metadata for a content is entered by the respective person and how the fill metadata values task will be completed. For that, let us go to the case management demo site. As you can see here, I have already clicked on the fill metadata values task URL and am navigated to the screen for entering and filling the metadata. So for C1946, which is a case, let us go ahead and enter the metadata. Now, there are few metadata as you can see on the screen which are marked with an asterisk. These are the required metadata that need to be filled in. Until and unless these required metadata have been filled in, the task would not be completed for the fill metadata values task and the system would prompt us to complete and fill in these metadata. As we scroll further down, you would see that there are a set of metadata fields that are already being filled in. Now these were the metadata that were filled by the content administrator while assigning the workflow template. These metadata fields are the predefined fields that are entered by the content administrator on the Assign Workflow Template screen. For example, the copyright issue, the author one, and the service level. These were the fields that were entered by the content administrator at the time of assigning the template. These are called as the is characteristic fields in the case management system. As we move further down, you would see that there are certain metadata that are not editable. Now these are the set of metadata that are restricted to specific users or owners. Hence, after logging in as a respective person, you would not have the ability to edit these metadata. You can just view these metadata. In this case, version cannot be editable by the content administrator since it is restricted to another user or owner. Now, let us go back on top and fill in the metadata one by one. Now, the first metadata is document availability. Document availability can be set to available for sale or retired or restricted internal use only. We are setting the document availability to available for sale. This means that the product C1946 would be available once it is published on the storefront. Abstract can be the long description associated with this content. So let us enter the abstract accordingly. You can go ahead and just enter the required metadata. Here you can enter few keywords that would be embedded inside the content. Let us go down and associate the author one contribution since it is a mandatory field and is marked with an asterisk. In the system, we have authors 1 to 9 and you can associate around 9 authors to a particular content. You can add or remove the authors based on your requirements. As we scroll further down, let us enter the date published since it is required by the system. We have a set of various categories that you can associate with a content. The system can also help you assign multiple categories at a single time. We provide the multi-select option so that a single content can be associated with many categories at a single time. Let us go down and fill in the pricing. We have various pricing indexes for various contents. For now, let us associate the pricing as A. Let us enter the case series for this particular content. Since version is not editable, it is restricted to another user or owner. As you can see at the end, there are two buttons. One is for save and the other is for cancel. After clicking on save, all the metadata values that you entered on the screen would be saved successfully. The user can also click on cancel and come back to the same screen and enter the metadata as per his requirements. Let us click on save and wait for the system to prompt us that the metadata values have been saved successfully. This would take some time as the content is being saved in a list. Thus, the metadata values have been saved successfully. Once the user will click on save, all these metadata values would be saved in the respective list. This is how the user would fill in all the respective metadata. The user can go back to the task list and complete the fill metadata values task. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you.